What up, guys? This is Kaki or Healing with a new video or a podcast, depending on where you're listening me from. I really wanted to make a video for the past 2 or 3 days, but I didn't. To be honest, it was because I was feeling kind of down, and I was asking myself why. I really think I'm going through a growth period. What a growth period is, where you'll feel more irritable, more stressed. Basically, I wouldn't say no reason, but you're more agitated, and that is actually a good time to go back to meditate and to integrate any lessons that you have, any lessons that you learned, and give yourself the time to rest. And as soon as I did that, as soon as I rested, I was like, oh, okay, and I understand. And the lesson I learned today was I want to talk to you guys about is about identity. Now, the Course in Miracles states this: the Son of God is my identity. Myself is holy beyond all the thoughts of holiness of which I now conceive. Its shimmering and perfect purity is far more brilliant than is any light that I have ever looked upon. Its love is limitless, with an intensity that holds all things within it, in the calm of quiet certainty. Its strength comes not from burning impulses which move the world, but from the boundless love of God Himself. How far beyond this world myself must be, and yet how near to me and close to God. Father, you know my true identity. Reveal it now to me, who am your Son, that I may waken to the truth in you, and know that heaven is restored to me. And what that really means to me is how our personality self, our egoic self, it can really stress us out sometimes. And what I was focusing on that was just draining my energy was the lower self, the personality self, the one that's concerned about the future, about what job I'm going to do, friends, family, expectations, obligations. Now, I'm not saying to totally put that stuff to the side, no, but when you're 100% identified with the lower nature of the personality self, you constrict your life in a box of the known, of what happened in the past. When you change your identity to be like what the Course says, I am a son of God, the love is limitless. It's beyond perception. Now, this got me in trouble a few times. What I mean by is, okay, I'm super spiritual. I'm not going to care about, the Maya, the material world. I think at some level that is a mistake. I don't think we're here to drop that stuff 100%. I don't know, unless you want to be a monk or something, and many of us don't want to be monks. But I think it's also important to have the awareness of what are you identifying as and what are you focusing on. When it comes to identity, your reality really reflects on what you identify as. In my mastermind, whenever we talk about manifesting, it's about your reality is a reflection of who you believe you are, of what you believe in. If I believe I'm just a student, I'm 23 years old, I can only do a certain amount of things, that constrains you, limits you. And I could hear some naysayers now, okay, well, that's the truth, right? Aren't you 23? Aren't you just a student? Of course. But I think that blocks you from looking at yourself in a limitless point of view, allowing the spirit to go beyond the known. I'm reading a book right now, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. And what I think the Course teaches us that we're already supernatural. We are just identified as bodies, as this limited viewpoint, this limited person. And for me, I always felt constrained. I felt whenever I go down to the lower vibrations, whenever I think I am a body and I start getting stressed, it's not good, man. I think also my low energy was from me just not allowing the creative source to come through me, because I was looking at the past, what my life is right now, not what it could be, the potential. Now, I think there is some conflict when it comes to things like this, when David Hoffmeister, a great spiritual teacher of A Course in Miracles, he said one of his videos that you can't manifest your reality. Not really sure what he said then, like God makes all reality. And I do believe, Source, the infinite field, creates the reality, but I do feel that we have creative control in our reality. I'm not sure how the people in the Course in Miracles think about that. Because when it comes to manifesting, I believe in what Abraham says. It's the art of allowing, about not trying to manipulate and control your reality. I think that's different than creating your reality. Having a focus, having desires, and manifesting that. Because what was happening with me was I was identifying with my lack thoughts, with my lack beliefs. And I was looking in my past. I was looking at what's not working in my life. I was looking at just things that I'm not 100% happy about. It was almost like an addiction. And I think in some ways it is. We're addicted to the past of what is known, of how, and the ego wants to keep finding problems and solving them and finding more problems and solving them. It's like an endless cycle. And when I took that rest for myself, and I just laid on the couch and I listened to my audiobook. I felt inspired to do that. It just kind of came to me. In the book, it says you have to become no thing, no one, no time. Access pure consciousness. One of the greatest quotes from the book, he said, is the unknown has never let me down. Because when you create from the unknown, that's where the real magic happens. That's where the miracle mindedness, the miracles happen. Because we don't know limitless love. We don't really know it conceptually. Maybe I could say I felt limitless love maybe a few times, and that's something I really would like to allow and work into my life, is to have a deep understanding of this limitless love the Creator has for me, for all life on this planet. And I could see now how my identity with a lower nature self has stopped me from creating the relationships I truly desire, because I wasn't looking at myself truly as a son of God. I still, at some level, believe in sin, believe in lack, believe in destruction. How I look at myself is how I look at my brothers and sisters on this planet. But this is the thing that I've been really learning and really integrating into my experience, is not to run away from these lessons when I was going through my growth period. The most important thing is to take that time if you're feeling that agitation, which I think I delayed it for whatever excuse I had, either be school or whatever. But I do believe the universe gives us these experiences, these quote-unquote negative, to look back, and to look back from our lives in a different perspective. As Abraham says, like, the contrast is the bouncing off point to the next highest manifestation. In the book, he mentioned how this guy lost his job, and as he was doing like the meditations described in the book, he said, "Oh, I lost my job. Aren't great things supposed to happen to me?" The author, Dr. Joe Dispenza, he said, "Trust in the unknown. You never know what could happen." And so then he got an even better job as vice president in a different school. Later, he became, the school that fired him wanted him back to be president. You think his lower nature, the personality self, the logical mind would have come up with that kind of situation? If he even thought about it in the ego way, "Oh no, that would never happen. That's impossible." Things like that happen in fairy tales, whatever. Who are you identifying as when you think those kind of thoughts? You identify yourself with the lower personality self. And that's why I feel pulled to go reading these kinds of books, to tapping into the unknown potential. Because Source, all that is, knows the potential of who you can be. As our Creator, I believe the Creator looks at us. Because how easy is it when we get some adversity in our lives that we run away from it, or we put some negative meanings attached to it that we don't get any value from it? Because look, it says, its strength comes not from burning impulses which move the world, but from the boundless love of God Himself. We all have that power We all have that connection to the infinite creator to move past any adversity, past any problem, any challenges, to manifest our dreams, to manifest whatever we wish in this life, because we are the sons and daughters of God. We deserve everything. We deserve the highest joy, the highest good. And today I decide to look at myself as a son of God instead of the lower personality self. And I implore you guys to do the same, to look at yourselves in the mirror for who you truly are as a divine spirit, not a body. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end it here. Please leave any comments. A like or subscribe would be great. I really want to hear your guys' feedback. Do you identify as a child of God? Why or why not? If you have, has it changed how your life looks like? And I want to hear your opinion. Alright guys, take care and God bless.